What I'd also like to encourage you to do is there's a little tab called Parent Resources. So if you click on the Parent Resources, you'll see that there is all kinds of information, and that's on the right-hand side below, like a side banner. And you click on there and you'll have some information about middle school, for middle school parents. What are some high school courses that students should be taking or looking at? They'll talk about career planning and some articles in that area, college planning, some worksheets that you could run off and use with your student or with your as an educator or as a parent or as a student. You can use that too. And then also, you know, how can we help our students to plan for their careers and college? So there's so much information on there, so I encourage you to look at the parent resources and check those out. The next area that I'd like you to do is go back to home. So you'll see a little spot on the right-hand side, and you'll go back to the main page, and then you can click on Choices Planner. Choices Planner is where you can develop a plan for your career path, and it's getting a little more in depth. You're going to look at choosing an occupational area, looking at what kind of options are there for your post-secondary training, and other preparations that you need to develop for after high school. Again, it has different tabs. It has a work tab where you can take different career profiles, look at different clusters. They're called career clusters that occupations are put into, and take a lot of personal assessments. And every time a student takes any of these personal assessments or looks at their career profiles, they will be put onto their portfolio. And on that portfolio, they have that access to that information anytime. And they can retake these interest tests anytime that they're interested in doing that. There also is a Learn tab that the students can go to, or you can go to, and on there you can do a school finder. So if you're looking at what school is out there for, I'm interested in being a veterinarian someday, I can click on there, find the schools, I can do a school comparison even. I can look at that. I can put in that I want to go to a school in a certain state or certain region. Again, it'll show what kind of classes that you should be taking in order to prepare yourself for that career. So it helps give you some of that information. We also have guideways on there too that students can go through and get them started and develop, you know, go through the interest tests and things. It's like, okay, where do I start? We'll use the guideways. The guideways will help you and it'll get you from point A to point B to point D. And then the career plan builder is where you're going to develop a plan for yourself and how am I going to use that? That doesn't mean it's not going to change. You can go back and you can adjust it or edit it anytime that you want to, and but it gives you some kind of plan for yourself, and so that you have somewhere to go. Now the next tab I'd like to have you do is go back now to, again, the Home tab, and what we're going to go now to is the test gear. And this is one area that, as parents, we don't have access to the test gear, but you could ask your student if you can go on to test gear with them. And the test gear is a great tool. If your students, not if, your students will be taking the ACT test. And so this is a preparation for those students to get ready for the ACT test so they feel more comfortable with it. Also, students may be taking a plan test as a sophomore. So if they wanted to start taking the test gear and using this as 8th graders or 9th graders, they can. Again, it's available for students that are in the high school from 9th to 12th grade. When you get onto test gear, they can do a smart, well, what they can do is like a brain scan and see where they're starting at. And so it's a little quiz that they would do. And once they do the brain scan, then what it'll do is develop a smart curriculum for the student. And in that smart curriculum, it'll have all kinds of tests and where they're at. It gives them a curriculum from Unit 1 to 12, and they can go through different areas dealing with reading, with math, with science, with English. There's all kinds of different areas. And so they can click on any of these types of opportunities and get a little practorial. They can take some micro courses. And what's exciting is once they've taken a couple of these different micro courses and practorials, then they even have available a basic ACT test that they can take. And they can either do it on their own where it's not timed, or they can take it where it is timed so they can see what it's going to be like really to be in that situation and take the test. This is something that if a student too has taken the ACT test or the plan test and they see some areas of weakness, that they could go back and they could say, oh, you know what, I'd like to get a better score in math, so I'm going to go look at my math curriculum and retake some of those tests and go through it so I'm better prepared. And I think it's a good challenge for them, and then they can, when they retake it, they can see how they do. The test gear really gets you ready for all kinds of tests, not just ACT, but maybe college entrance tests or like I said, the plan test. The next area that I'd like you to do is go back to home, so you'll go back to that. And if you do get lost going back to home, just go and re-log in. So what I'd like you to do is on the banner where it said the Career Resource Network, and when you get to that, that is a valuable resource. Please click on that, and that is sponsored by the North Dakota Career and Technical Education Department on the Career Resource Network website. It has a banner for students that has all kinds of information on there. On the banner for students, we do have the hot jobs that's on there that we had on the RuReady ND. We have something called Nail That Job. Students are going to be applying for jobs or looking for different job opportunities. One of the counselors in North Dakota put together an awesome handbook that students can use, helping prepare them for resumes and filling out job applications and writing thank you notes and things. So it's a valuable resource. They also have we have something on there called My Life and My Life Junior, where students can go on there and they can say that they want this type of job and they want to live in this type of home and how much are they going to make, and it's just a nice little real life situation where they can learn about what kind of opportunities do they need to, or how hard do they need to work in order to get that job or to have that, live in that home or drive that car someday. But there's all kinds of valuable information there under the student tab. Also, there's a educator tab. So we have lesson plans on there. So if you wanted to use those lesson plans as an educator, but as a parent or a student, and you want to work your way through and use these different lesson plans, you can do that. This fully accessible to anybody. You just can print them up, and they're real easy to use. We also have a list of the college fairs. So if you're wondering, so when are the college fairs in my region or area, we have them listed there too. And there's so many things on there. I think it's best just for you to go on there and check it out, because sometimes we'll add things or delete things depending on what's happening. And we also have then the parent tab, and on there basic is, there's like a connection to the student loans in North Dakota, apprenticeship program, and things like that. But it's a valuable resource that you can use at any time, and again, accessible at any time that you want to. What I also would like to promote is the Career Outlook. The Career Outlook is a catalog that's been put together from the North Dakota Career Resource Network. And this catalog has a lot of North Dakota information that students can use. It's also available online, but if you want one of these, if you ask your counselor or teacher or job service, any of those would probably have them accessible to you too, so that you can use that. With that, I'd like to thank you, and if you have any questions at any time, or you need some other resources, or you would like to give us some more information, please contact the North Dakota Career Resource Network. The website is nd.gov/cte/crn. Thank you.